out in the Panhandle. Well, really, let's call it the South Plains.
Sure.
South Plains.
Come on.
There was a game that maybe didn't catch your eye if you weren't looking for it. But out on the South Plains of Lubbock, in what Phil Torino, our friend at the Avalanche Journal, calls its most significant win since breaking a decades-long playoff drought in 2012. Lubbock upset Seminole 20-17 in overtime, and here to talk about it is the head coach of those Lubbock Westerners. We're joined by Strunky himself, Coach Jason Strunk. Coach, congratulations first and foremost on a big win.
Thanks, Tep, and thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Hey,
I appreciate it.
Hey, for sure, and I know that this has been, I know for you guys this has been a real building process. You took over a Lubbock program that was a bit down in the dumps.
Right.
It needed a bit of a spark. So for you, how satisfying is it to go out and in week one really make a statement against what's a very good Seminole team?
It's huge for us because it's the first time Lubbock High started 1-0 since the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go back, I think, to 1975 to find the last time before that. So it's huge for us. We went out there, we did what we wanted to do. You can see the roots of what we're doing taking hold. The kids have a new attitude. It was fun. And, like you said, it's a struggle here at Lubbock High. It's been. And you have to come in here and you got to be positive. You got to be full of energy every day. And that's what we teach these kids. And they came up big. And it was a lot of fun. When the fans rushed the field, it felt like we arrived. And that was pretty freaking awesome, I got to tell you.
Yeah, and I imagine that it really helps to make makes everything worthwhile with all the hard work you guys have been able to put in. Going into this game against Seminole, can you tell us a little bit about your game plan about wanting
Sure.
to go in and really take it to what again is a pretty good squad out there.
Right, they are. They're good. They're ranked in the state for a reason. We played them last year and they buried us.
Mm-hmm.
So going into the game this week, we knew that Seminole had a legit defense. I mean, they're loaded on defense, and we're worried about their front four. So we wanted to attack them on the edges. And in the first half, we tried to, and then they buried us on the edges. We had 30 yards of offense at halftime. We had 3 sophomores starting on the O-line. So it was a good baptism for them, I would say. And what they did, I told them at halftime, it was 7-0, we're down. I said, hey, we're going to win this game with conditioning in the fourth quarter because I believe in our practice format and what we do. And fourth quarter came. Our runs started to pop. We have a sophomore running back that's getting a lot of D1 attention. He's a good player. He started making things happen. Our quarterback hooked up with Christian Coleman for 2 touchdown passes. And next thing you know, we're heading to overtime, and Isaiah Johnson had a miraculous, it's the only way to put it, touchdown run on our first play from 25 yards out to win it. And it was just sheer pandemonium. I mean, so we executed the game plan. We did what we wanted to do, and we hung around long enough to make it happen in the fourth quarter, and that's what I wanted.
We're talking with Jason Strunk, the head coach of the Lubbock High Westerners here on Texas Football Today. And I guess I can announce our iCoach Class 5A Inspirational Coach of the Week here on Texas Football Today. So how about that, Coach? We'll send you We'll send you like a T-shirt or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be a T-shirt.
Hey, I'll take it.
So, I mean, I owe you a T-shirt. I do have a Lubbock High FIO shirt.
There you go.
Which, by the way, I have to tell you, I get people asking me all the time, what's FIO stand for? I know, but I want you to tell folks because it always ends in confusion for people when I tell them.
Right. Yeah, it's confusing at first, but once you get it, you understand it. And when I came here, 7 years ago, and you already said it, Tep, that it's a place that struggled.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself turning around all the time saying, "Man, can you figure it out? I mean, just figure it out. Let's go." I got tired of saying it, so I shortened to FIO, and that became our acronym. And the kids have bought into it.
Well, and I'll tell you, whenever somebody says, "Hey, what's FIO mean?" I go, "Oh, figure it out." They go, "No, like I'm asking you, so I don't have to figure it out." It's very who's on first.
Right, and that's very typical of my personality to it. So.
Now, I do want to ask you. You mentioned him a little bit earlier, but you got this sophomore running back, Isaiah Johnson, who he has the walk-off touchdown run, which is of course is always a lot of fun. This is a kid who you mentioned starting to get some attention from big programs across the nation. As the guy who gets to see him every day in practice, what can you tell us about this young man?
He's 6'1", 185. Mm-hmm. And, I've coached all over the U.S., and you guys know I coached at Purdue, and I've coached at some schools that put out a lot of Division I talent. And right now, as a sophomore, he's the best athlete I've ever coached. And here's why. Yes, he has God-given ability, but the thing that makes Isaiah go, and I told the Texas Tech coaching staff this on Friday when they visited me, he is the best practice player I have ever seen on the high school level. He knows he's good. He knows he's athletic. He knows he can dominate the practice field, but he doesn't let up. It's 100% sheer energy all the time. I've never seen anything like it. The only thing close to is I watched Ryan Kerrigan at Purdue every day line up and play D end. It reminds me of him, his work ethic and his practice habits. That's what's setting him apart. And he's just starting. He started 3.5 games last year as a freshman and ran for close to 600 yards. And he's just gotten better and better. So we need the offensive line to really pick it up with 3 sophomores up there. So we're kind of young. But Isaiah is he's the real deal, and he's only going to get better.
And I know it's only 1 week, but I imagine, last year you guys defensively struggled a bit. You guys give up 39 points a game.
Right.
I think that's one of the big reasons you guys struggled last week or last year. And I know, again, it's only 1 week, but I imagine you got to be just pleased as punch about the way your defense is playing.
No question. To win a game 20-17, I thought I was back in 1995 or something. So I was pleased. The defense did what they had to do. They kept us in it because, again, 30 yards in the first half. It was tough sledding, and they kept us in and bailed us out time and time again. And they held up, and they held them to a field goal in the overtime session there to start off. So they gave us a shot to win it. And last year, defense, we improved. I mean, believe it or not, we improved. That was an improvement last year, which is crazy. That's Nate Gensler, our defensive coordinator. He's done a good job. And it was fun on Friday night to watch those guys run around and make plays.
We're talking with Jason Strunk, the head coach of the Lubbock High Westerners here on Texas Football Today. Get involved with the conversation, #TF Today. All right, we know that the fans rushed the field when you guys won. What was the celebration like? Maybe when you guys got back into the locker room.
Yeah, it was fun, and when I called the play, and we sent it in, and I don't know if you've seen the play. It's crazy. It's just it looks like a rugby scrum. And I'm getting ready. I'm thinking 2nd and 5. I'm ready.
Sure.
My next play. Next thing I know, Isaiah burst through this pack, and it went blank for about 5 minutes. I don't remember what all happened. I was on someone's shoulders. I don't know. I was all over. It was fun. The fans rushed the field, and once we got in the locker room, I got in there and they dog-piled me or mosh-pitted me, whatever you call that, and I have a sore jaw today because of it. So it was a wild scene. And the thing I go back to is this. I've won a lot of games. I was in Plant City. I remember being upset because we won a game 56-14. I didn't enjoy it. The thing at Lubbock High is every win is very important and it's crucial. And I love it. And my whole deal for the rest of my coaching career is when you win a game, celebrate like it's a Super Bowl because it's hard to win football games. And that's what these guys did. Man, they had a blast. And if you see the picture on my Twitter page of us in the locker room, it is awesome. Just nothing but pure smiles. And Matt Stepp even tweeted and said that's what Texas high school football is all about, or football in general. Yeah. So it was a great celebration, great night.
And I want to ask you now, look, you win. Coaches usually have a 24-hour rule that you get to celebrate for 24 hours and it's on to the next one. You guys got another big challenge this week against Andrews. I don't want to ask you to give away your game plan, but when you look at this Andrews team that you're facing this coming week, what are you seeing?
Right. The most important thing we did was get here yesterday and practice on Labor Day, and these kids practiced like it was the first day of fall camp. Mm-hmm. That's a hurdle cleared in itself. There's no hangover. Then getting on to Andrews, we played them 6 straight years. We're familiar with them. It's a game every year. It was 28-16 last year, and we held that quarterback they had scoreless in the second half. So we know we can do some good things. Our plan is to basically unleash Isaiah Johnson, and have our quarterback Kwame Wilborn hit the short stuff, the high percentage throws, and hopefully the defense can shut down their passing game because Andrews can sling it. They love throwing the ball, and we got to be ready for that. So, it's pretty much the same thing. The key from last week was we had 0 procedure penalties, 0 turnovers, 0 false starts. So if we keep eliminating mistakes like that, I feel good about what we're doing.
All right, and then I'm going to put you on the spot here, and I'm going to make you choose because you are – it pains me to say it, but you're a Pennsylvania guy.
Right.
You're Northampton, Pennsylvania. And so
yeah.
I've got to ask you, Texas high school football or Pennsylvania high school football?
That's easy. Texas high school football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe I'm gonna get you. I'm just trying to get you in trouble back in Northampton.
Yeah.
Basically, is what I'm trying
Right.
to do. He is Jason Strunk. He's the head coach of the 1-0 Lubbock High
you go.
Westerners. Follow him
Sounds
on
good.
Twitter at WestTX Coach, appreciate your time again. Congratulations, and go get him this week too.
Hey, and thank you for having me on. And Tap, you're one of my favorites in Texas high school football, man. Thanks for all you do.
Hey, absolutely. There he goes, Jason Strunk.